Ben, welcome to Indianapolis. Joe and I are thrilled to talk to you today. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic.
Hey, the Colts drafted a pass rusher linebacker type guy out of TCU in 2010 by the name of Jerry Hughes. Do you remember Jerry? Did you talk to Jerry? Does he get back? And I'm just wondering, how much are you like him, or how much are you? How are you different than what Jerry brought?
Yeah, so Jerry, he's great with coming back and kind of giving advice and like instilling what he's learned in the NFL back to the people at TCU, especially when I was there and when my teammates were there. And for me, I would say that we're the same in some ways because we both came from TCU. We kind of have like that same intensity about us, but in terms of what we bring to the table, I feel like we're different in the sense that, they're having me do a lot more off ball stuff, a lot more dropping into coverage, as well as pass rushing. I'm not sure what Jerry's role was when he was with the Colts, but I don't think it's playing all over the front set. I think he was more of a defensive end type guy. So for me, the best thing that I can do is just go out there and show why the coaches invested in me and why they think I can do all those things, and just go out and execute and help the team win, help them get to the playoffs and win a Super Bowl.
What was the first kind of in-depth conversation you've had with either your position coach or Matt Eberflus or Chris Ballard or Frank or anybody? What have they kind of told you?
Well, firstly, it was in the Senior Bowl. Because I was doing more, because like the way that they had it, I was doing Sam linebacker, so that's their first time actually getting a look at me. And a lot of the stuff I was picking up well, I was moving fluidly, and they kind of brought up to me. They were asking me if I could play like anywhere in the front seven, whether it was playing inside linebacker and sub packages to base Sam to rushing on the edge, stuff that I've usually been doing. And over that period of time, they came to TCU, they came to my pro day, watched film and went through drills and worked me out. And, they saw a lot of stuff that they liked and a lot of stuff that they think that they can use. So for me, it's just to be ready to play wherever position they put me at.
Well, watching you at the Combine, there's certainly several things you can use. You set the Combine record with a broad jump of 11.2. That's the longest ever for a defensive lineman. You had a 40-inch vertical, which was the best of the group this year. How do these results translate into you being a good football player, you doing what the Colts are going to ask you to do?
So to take the broad jump as an example, that's more like looking at your explosiveness. So, I think that just shows, how explosive I am, how versatile I am. Of course, my 40 was good, and then my vertical, it was high. So, it just shows that I can do a multitude of things and excel as an athlete on the field. I think my football IQ is pretty high up there, and that's one of the main reasons why they kind of brought me in and asked me to do a lot of things, because they think I can do it. So I think that the athleticism part, jumping and running and doing the drills at the Combine kind of just showed, and they kind of added to what they thought about my athleticism.
Ben Banogu of the Indianapolis Colts, one of their new draft picks. We're saying that right? Banogu? Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. Is it close? Are we close, or are we doing it right?
No, yeah, y'all are doing it right.
All right, just checking.
Better than most people.
Just checking.
It's a learning process, Ben.
So, hey, I'm interested in this, too. You started out at Louisiana Monroe, and then you transferred to TCU, had to sit a year out. What was that year out good for you in some ways, or was it just frustrating?
Well, not being able to play, I feel like for any player, it's frustrating, but for me, it was a great learning experience. It was a great chance for me to kind of learn the playbook and learn how to be a leader, how to do the little things and excel in those things. And I feel like the year that I sat out helped me grow immensely on and off the field. So whenever I got a chance to play, I knew how to bring my teammates up, and I knew how to respond to adversity. I knew how to do all those things without having that, culture shock. So, it was tough, but I think that year was probably the best year because I always tell the guys up here that I use that year as a year to make everyone else around me better, and I was a scout team player of the year that year. So I take great pride in that kind of stuff. But of course, not being able to play is always tough on players that love the game. So
Ben, let me take you back even before college. Then you were born in Nigeria, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. What is American football like? I don't know how long you stayed there or anything, so maybe you weren't even there that long, but how does American football become appealing to you and something that you want to do when you're born outside the United States like that?
Well, yeah. So, like I only lived in Nigeria for about a year, but coming to the States, my mom, she brought over her own culture and everything, and in Nigeria, soccer is the big sport. So whenever I first was getting into football, my mom was kind of she was turned off by it. She was like, "Oh, it's dangerous, this and that." But for her, she just loves seeing her kids excel, and football is one of the things that I was excelling at. And I had my share of adversity in it, so that was also tough. But the transition wasn't too bad, because coming over and I used to watch guys, because when I first started out, I wanted to be a quarterback. So I used to watch Michael Vick, and I used to watch him run around and do all that stuff. And then once I started getting into playing on the defense side of the ball, I was watching guys like Ray Lewis, Von Miller, Julius Peppers, and you kind of fall in love with, the positions that the coaches put you at when you see great players excelling at them. So that was just my thing. Whatever position I went to, I always watched the guys that were doing it the best and trying to implement the stuff that they did into my game. And that's really how I kind of fell in love with it.
What's downtime like when you're just hanging with your friends and you're just being boys and doing whatever? What's that like? What do you guys do? Well, hopefully there's some good sightseeing spots here in Indy. I've heard that they have a great zoo. The Indy races are out here, so I'm looking forward to that. And just play some video games and possibly go fishing and just kind of kicking. I'm a Texas kid, so I don't really do a lot of indoor stuff. I'm more outdoorsy, but definitely getting into different sightseeing type stuff. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to get into that during my downtime here.
Video game of choice, and what's your screen name?
Video game of choice. I just got a PS4. So my old teammate at TCU told me to get into God of War. I play video games like 2K and Madden, but I'm about to get into God of War and see how that's like. I just got a PS4, so I haven't set up anything yet because I've been doing more football stuff. So I'll probably just have it my regular name @Ben Banogu or something like that.
Oh, no.
Something simple.
You can't do that. No, Jack Mewhort, offensive lineman there, you probably see him. He just retired, he injury and whatever, but he does the stuff along there. No, he plays and he goes as Professor Nasty. You have to have something just out there outrageous and crazy.
Y'all gotta help me,
I just gotta get Matt Taylor every time you have a tackle for loss or a sack. I gotta get Matt Taylor to say Banogu.
We'll have something
like that, right? It's all good.
Maybe not.
Yeah, he's not thrilled with that one, Joe. I think we'll pass.
Yeah. Hey, congratulations on signing that first contract. I know the ink is probably still a little bit wet on that, but what's the first thing that you want to do with that signing bonus? Is there something you've always wanted to do, maybe for the family or for yourself?
Well, first thing I want to do is put it in the bank and save it.
Nice job.
But first thing, I'd probably treat my mom to something nice because she's done so much for me and my family, and I just seen how much she's worked. So she deserves a lot more than what I'm gonna give her, but just a little something. I feel like something that she would kind of be happy for. So. Well, that would probably be the first thing I'd do. I don't know what it is yet. I'll probably do some brainstorming on it, but it'll be something really nice.
Joe says get her a screen name. It'll all be good.
Get her a PS4 too so you can play with her online.
Hey, congratulations, man. Thanks for being here. We'll be talking to you more and more in the future. And just one thing, man, go after every other quarterback in the league, but leave number 12 alone.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right. Thanks, Ben.
Good luck.
Well, actually, got to make sure it's it's the right 12.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
right. There's
The
some
lucky
12s
ones.
we want you to get.
There's a couple.
Yes.
Yeah. Keep the luck all right.
There you go.
I just want to know if also has Andrew suggested a book or a reading list for you yet?
I'll ask him about it once I see him up here. The vets are kind of in and out right now, so once I see him, I'll kind of shoot that at him and see what he gives me.
It'll be good, man. Hey, have fun and thanks for playing. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me.
There you go.